Hi, Joneses of Childhood. Dr. Ang here, coming in to highlight week 8. And we're looking at now February 28th through March 6th. Cruising in to spring break. We're getting close here, so want to make every effort to go into spring break strong. So next couple of weeks here, in knowing that when we come back, we will be wrapping up course content and highlighting and emphasizing, putting a big push onto those two final assignments, research paper and resource presentations. So week 8, though, this week is on unintentional injuries, injuries in general, accidents, risky behaviors, and unintentional pregnancies, unintended pregnancies, all to which a lot of these are focused specifically to adolescents. Some are going to dip down in, we want to look at unintentional injuries as they specifically relate to each developmental stage and age. Notice the differences between those. Certain things, obviously a teenage pregnancy is going to lend itself to an adolescent, whereas typically climbing on things and burning themselves may be more to a curiosity driven toddler or preschooler. However, that is not always the case. We have adolescents being very curious, and burns apply there as well. Things that we're not looking maybe beyond the moment. So we get into some injuries that could have been avoided in adolescence. So we're looking at those. Sometimes these injuries are related to unsupervised children, while others are not. Some parents let children explore and follow their curiosity that can sometimes lead to things that others, specifically in healthcare, think could have been avoided. Sometimes they are not. Sometimes it's parents that, or even helicopter parents, doing everything that they can do to avoid, and we still have injuries that will occur. So focusing on injuries and risky behaviors, unplanned pregnancies, things will be the case for the assignment this week. Now, I want you to review the learning outcomes. I don't need to read those to you, but there are several readings there that are going to be beneficial and helpful to you. School connectedness and how that plays a part in the health and safety of children. Pay close attention to that. That's under readings. It's the 4th one. Put out and sponsored by Research Evidence-Based Practice from the CDC and recommendations therein. Have a PowerPoint for you there. Then we have a couple of things. We are going to have an assignment that's due. We're going to add that into a discussion board format. And A through C, you'll have a scenario referring to an infant, Susie. Then we have Henry, that is a toddler, and we'll have, if your last name falls in E through J, you will take on Henry. Then finally we have M through W, who will take on Ricky, and he is a preschooler. These, I want you to focus on offering 5 specific risks related to these 3 scenarios, but you're just going to choose one, the one that correlates with your name. List the causes of injuries, types of injuries, and ways that they could have been prevented if possible, and if not, then allow that as well. That response is perfectly acceptable. Please post this in the discussion board no later than Sunday by midnight. Finally, you will also have a quiz worth 10 points, and you can take that, again, using any resources that you have available to you, and specifically on Harvey or the PowerPoint, you can have that pulled up. It's meant to be a learning tool, not to be a stumbling block, so please do what you need to. As far as that, it's always good to review your resources prior to taking the quiz, though. That's very helpful. Highly recommend that. But I have heard, I believe, from almost all of you regarding your topic for your research paper and resource presentation. Some people already have a good jump start on that. If you have your game plan in place coming into spring break, you're going to be golden coming out. Just everyone knows it gets a slippery slope towards the end of the semester, and there are no extensions on these assignments, and they are the two largest assignments in the course. So I've been alluding to them since day one of the course, and if you want to make an appointment with me, if you want to chat via Zoom or Teams, we can do that. Send me email messages, text me, whatever works for you. But I want to make sure you're in a good spot for that, because we want to come strong with those assignments. They can sway you at least a letter grade either way. So if you're on the line with regarding grades, this can be your chance to pull up. Also, if you slack off, let your foot come off the gas pedal at all, it can pull you the other way, and I don't want that to happen. Here to support your success in any way that I can. Just make note, traumatic brain injuries, different things that are specific in that PowerPoint that you may not be as familiar with. Take a quick peek at that. See the different risky behaviors and intentional or unintentional injuries that we see, specifically in healthcare, the things that could have been avoided that often lead to long-lasting consequences. So pay close attention to that as you zoom through, always using CDC as a reference guide for recommendations, etc. Reach out though if I can do anything for you. Otherwise, Sunday by midnight, I will look to see those assignments, that quiz, and then your thoughtful posts underneath the discussion board. Have a fabulous week.